Good morning. Good morning. My name is Moises Ramirez, and I am a member of this talented class. It is a great honor for me to welcome you to the Year of Providence Class 22 graduation. I'd like to begin the program by recognizing all the CEOs and senior executives that are here with us today, especially those of you representing your corporate partners. Thank you for taking the time to be here and for making this life-changing opportunity a possibility for all of us. We'd also like to recognize our educational partner, the Community College of Rhode Island. Thank you for promoting academic excellence, providing open access to higher education, and encouraging lifelong learning. Graduation is a special time for celebration and reflection. We are proud to share our accomplishments with all of you. We are so grateful for the generous support of our program sponsors. Without your support, this event would not be possible. Please hold your applause as I share with you our sponsors. Our platinum sponsor is IGT. Our gold sponsors, CVS Health, Lifespan, and Medtronic. Our silver sponsors, Amica, Bank of America, Hasbro, Nortec, Stop & Shop, Swarovski, and Textron. And our bronze sponsors, Alex and Ani, Alliance Security, Bank Newport, Beacon Mutual Insurance, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Rhode Island, Care New England, Cox Communications, Gilbane, Locklore Navigant, Locklore LLP, Navigant, Neighborhood Health Plan of Rhode Island, Residential Properties, Washington Trust, and Medica. Please join me in thanking them. Finally, I'd like to recognize the many elected officials in attendance today. From our representatives in Washington, D.C., to members of our state and local government, thank you for your service to our community and encouragement of all of us at Year Up. Like many of my colleagues, I wasn't sure what the next step would be for me in life. But I knew that I wasn't satisfied working a manufacturing job as a means to pay for my education. Year Up opened my eyes to new opportunities. Over the past 6 months, my internship at the State of Rhode Island Department of Administration made me realize my true potential and allowed me to find a hidden passion in programming. I am very thankful for this opportunity because few people get to have such valuable and self-discovering experience. On behalf of myself and all of my classmates, I want to express our gratitude for the support and encouragement of our supervisors. You have gone above and beyond, and we are so thankful. Today's celebration recognizes a a highly motivated group of individuals who decided to make a positive change in their lives and put themselves on a path for success. Although this journey was hard, we beat the odds and demonstrated our incredible worth. We have shown that we can be assets to big companies. We've proven that we have skills, knowledge, and ideas, and that we're capable of making it in the corporate world. May we continue raising the bar throughout the rest of our careers and setting ourselves apart as the true professionals we've become. Thank you, everyone. Now, will you please join me in welcoming Europe's President, Mr. Garrett Moran.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Class 22. Congratulations. As many of you know, at Europe, we define our mission as closing the opportunity divide. The opportunity divide is that huge chasm that separates, on the one hand, businesses that have a need to grow and staff their companies with talented, ambitious people who can help them grow, on the one hand, and on the other hand, the young folks who live in many of our cities who are absolutely isolated and separated from those opportunities. It's our business to find those ambitious, hungry, smart, talented young people and give them the launching pad. We don't put them any place. We provide them the opportunity and we give them some guidance and they do it all themselves. It's a very exciting mission to be involved with, and today we're here to celebrate a great marker of success in doing that, so hats off. My day-to-day responsibility is to worry about all the operations of Europe, and this is my 4th graduation in about a week. So I thought I would give you a little bit of perspective. Providence is an incredible site, but I'll give you a minute on what's going on around the country. We are going to be in 18 cities in the next month. We will have sites operating in 18 cities. This year we'll serve 3,000 students around the country. We've been growing as an organization at about a 25% rate, which means you double every 3 years, which is kind of hard to picture. But we expect to continue doing that. So we're going to go from 3,000 students to 10,000 students in the next 6 years or so. And that requires a lot of hiring and training and integrating and sharing best practices and ideas. And I'm here to tell you that Providence is a huge, huge part of that. Providence was the second site that was open, but it continues today as the exemplar of high-performing Europe practices. We say, when someone asks what does a high-performing site look like, we say it's abundance and a tight team. And abundance is lots of students at the door and lots of companies providing us with internships that we can choose from and give our students as great an opportunity as possible. And a tight team is the integration from the community on the one end who understands what we're trying to do, and the companies on the other end who benefit from that and participate in that. And in between, a staff that gets the joke where everybody's dedicated to one another's success so that we act in an absolutely flawless, synchronized way. Providence has done such a good job over so many years that we've been aggressively rating the staff here in Providence. You'll meet a lot of new staff people in Providence, and it's because we have caused a turnover problem as we've rated excellent people from Providence to show other new sites around the country how to perform. So to everybody in the community who has built that tight team, and I mean the staff, but I also mean companies, partners, social service providers, this is really, really what it's all about, and you all deserve a lot of credit. We had turnover even at the executive director level in Providence when Megan Hughes, who was our founder, moved on to be president of CCRI. And it took us about 4 seconds to say, let's get Kathy Doyle to take over as ED and see if she can keep it going. And I'm happy to report that the spectacular performance and spirit of the Providence site has continued unabated. I'd love to hand it over now to Kathy Doyle.
Great. Garrett, thank you for your leadership, your vision, and your unending support. We couldn't do this job without you and the support of all of our national teams, so thank you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Let's kick up the energy here. Woo! It is such a great honor and pleasure to be celebrating the graduation of Providence's 22nd class with each one of you. Today, you will hear the triumphant sound of 65 talented, motivated young adults crossing the opportunity divide. You will hear their stories of hope and belief and success. And each of you played a part in these stories, for they could not have been written without you. Our celebration this morning is a testament to how a community brave enough to stand in the way of inequality can change the lives of young adults and impact economic prosperity in our state and in our country. So to our community partners and corporate partners, our mentors, supervisors, volunteers, to our donors, to our teams, board, family, friends, and to every incredible supporter here this morning, thank you for believing in our mission and joining our movement. Class 22, today's your day, and you're kicking it off in fine style. So not only are you leading the country in retention, which is amazing, you also have some really big employment news to share. 69%, I said that right, 69% of you have job offers as you cross the graduation stage this morning. So you know how impressed and inspired we are by your resiliency and your motivation to get that done. So class, I'm going to ask you all to stand right now and be recognized so everyone can see where you are. Stand up. Awesome. 2016 marks the beginning of Europe's second decade of workforce development leadership in our state. And it started like every other year, with a fierce commitment to the delivery of excellence through direct service, through innovation, and through outcomes like the ones we've just talked about. I'm proud to share with you some of the successes of 2016 so far. How many of you were here for Class 21's graduation in February? Yeah, lots of people were. So that class achieved 100% employment outcomes, first class ever to achieve that. And they also broke a record for wage earned of any graduating class in Providence of $17.03 an hour. So fantastic work. And I'm going to brag about them one more time, all within 3 months of graduation. So great job. Class 23, seated here to my right. That's it. You all began your internships on Monday. and we're super excited. But they are leading the country in retention right now at an unprecedented 93% going out to internships. We're looking for big things from this class too. Our commitment to providing solutions for demand-driven talent in our market has led to a couple of innovative partnerships. The first one that we're so excited about is our healthcare systems pilot with our good friends at Lifespan. Through this pilot, we are the first site in the country to prepare young adults for jobs in the ever-growing healthcare sector. The pilot kicked off on Monday. I'm so excited to be able to share those results from you at our next graduation. We're hoping for scalability across the country. And I really want to say thank you to Dr. Tim Babineau, and to Doug McNeil, and the whole Lifespan team for making this happen. Thank you. You'll hear more later in the program about this next partnership, but it's with the state of Rhode Island. They're hosting internships for the very first time in the governor's office and in the Department of Administration, and also in Veterans Affairs. So we're really, really excited and grateful that we're doing this, and I'm not going to steal the governor's thunder. She's going to be here a little later to talk about this, so we're so impressed and grateful for this new partnership and can't wait to see the places that will take this. Additionally, 3 new corporate partners have joined our Europe family this year. They are the 18th, 19th, and 20th new corporate partner that we've brought on in the past 2 years. So congratulations to Tuition Management Systems, Accenture, and Narragansett Bay Insurance. We welcome them to our Europe family. None of these successes would be remotely possible without the incredible Providence staff. This team works tirelessly every day to deliver our mission, to deliver high expectations and high support, to mentor and guide our young adults, and they are fiercely focused on our outcomes. So I'm going to ask this incredible team to please stand up right now and be recognized. Providence staff, can you please stand? Class 22, let's go back for a minute to your very first day at Year Up. Who remembers the first day at Year Up? Raise your hand if you do. So I was sitting in my office, and I didn't know you were there. You were so quiet. You were sitting in the big room, remember, and nobody was talking. But in that silence, there were 2 things that spoke really, really loudly. The first was your courage. And the second was your hope. Courage to leave where you were to start on a different path, and hope that that path would take you to where you really wanted to be. A little bit later in that week, we did our hopes and concerns exercise. Do you remember these footprints? Remember these? Yeah. I'm going to share a couple of these with you right now. I hope when I graduate, I will make my parents proud. You've made your parents proud, and you've made us all proud. I hope to graduate with a good job and be a role model. You've got that one too. Great job. I hope to believe in myself and not fall down. Well, you've believed in yourself. You surely have, and I will tell you that as many times as you've fallen down, you picked yourself back up, and that is why you're here today. So you've achieved these things, and it's been our inspiration to watch this transformation. You went from hoping that you might succeed to believing that you could succeed to actually being here today, and that is amazing, especially because, as Moises said, it wasn't easy, was it? You forged your way through this program while working 2 and 3 jobs, while raising children, sometimes as single parents, by getting up at some ungodly hour when the sun wasn't even up yet to take a bus or 2 or 3 to your internships, committed to adding value to the team while you were there. At the end of the day, you left to work the night shift, and you did it over and over and over again. You were not privileged to wait for perfect timing. You didn't have the luxury of any comfort zone. You knew that breaking barriers was a choice, and you were making that choice every single day. You were too busy, too determined, and too invested in your life, in making a better life to ever give up. We watched you hold each other up, and we watched you help each other up. You've told us that we've taught you so many things, but you've taught us one big lesson in possibility. What happens when hope and courage meet action, meet resiliency. You've told us all those things. Class 22, congratulations. It has been my and our greatest privilege to be able to be on this journey with you. We're so very proud of you. Please come back and work with us. We're always going to be here. I can't wait to see the places you'll go. Thank you. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker this morning, David Casey, who's Vice President of Workforce Strategies at CVS and Chief Diversity Officer, and so much more. David is a past board member, he's a Europe champion, he's a thought partner and a friend, and as you can see, nothing could keep David away from us this morning, so super happy to have him here.
Oh my gosh, that video. We always say that you should always bring Kleenex to a Europe graduation. So good morning. It is truly my honor and a pleasure to offer remarks for this class, Class 22. As some of you know, I had the privilege and the honor of serving on the Europe Providence Board for 5 years. And I believe that all current and past board members, employers, mentors, guest speakers, and volunteers would all agree that we have gotten way more out of Europe by engaging these talented and gifted students and staff than we could ever put into it. So let me share a little bit more with you why this is an honor for me to speak to you today. To today's graduates and those following in their footsteps, when you look at me, I want and hope that you don't just see me, but that in me, you see you. What you might see is a tall, dark, handsome corporate executive. I completely understand that. Someone whose mind still runs like a 20-year-old, but whose legs and tendons don't think so. Maybe you see a college graduate, an extrovert, not afraid to get up on stage in front of a crowd, someone who has, quote unquote, made it in life. But what you really see when you look at all of me is the son of parents who never went to college. In fact, someone whose father, based on the best records we could find after he passed, never went beyond an 8th grade education. Whose mother attended vocational school to learn secretarial skills, as that's what the women of her era did. An impressionable and vulnerable teenager living in a neighborhood at the epicenter of explosive growth of street gangs in my native city of Indianapolis, where it was not uncommon to hear gunshots multiple times a week, with our normally mild and meek 4-foot-something tall mother frantically screaming, "Get away from the windows," as our curiosity would get the best of us. A kid who remembers going to the office of the electric company with my mother to get the lights turned back on, when my parents' paychecks fell just a little short of being able to cover the bill before having our electricity cut off. Someone who was somewhat of a nerd, but a cool nerd. As a child, I was fascinated by how and why things worked the way they did, and who was never afraid to challenge my elders to explain it to me until I fully understood it. A kid who, after a Sunday morning sermon in church, once asked the preacher, "When you said one day we would go up to heaven, can you tell me exactly how high is up?" This was a question that stumped this man of the cloth who was never at a loss for words. You see a kid who had to walk away from longtime neighborhood relationships, people I thought were friends, but later realized they never really had my best interest at heart. A high schooler who was afraid to openly admit among said friends how much I really enjoyed going to school and learning, how much I cherished the opportunity to read a good book, to escape the challenging realities of my world, and go to places where I could be anything I wanted to be with no worries whatsoever. Bussed by court order from my all-black neighborhood to a previously all-white school, where my teachers heavily recruited me to join the school's academic competition team. Are you serious? That's just asking for it from the kids in my neighborhood. That's what the white kids did. We didn't do that. Someone who eventually graduated from one of the most academically elite high schools in Indianapolis with no plans and no means whatsoever to pay for college. A kid who literally tossed a full 4-year basketball scholarship in the trash can because I didn't want to go to a school that small. In my 18-year-old mind, the military sounded like just as much of a viable option to get money for school and to serve my country, two things that were of equal appeal to me at the time. So after 8 years of military service, the $5,000 in tuition assistance I received really didn't provide much help in completing my bachelor's degree, which I did over the course of 10 years, a wife and 2 kids, and having fought in the war later. Now, I don't share these things with you to make this about me. Today is deservedly about you. I share this with you so that when you really look at me, you see you. And I know for a fact that many of you have lived lives that will make my life seem like a walk in the park. So what do you see when you look in the mirror and see you? I hope you see a young person who has just completed 12 months of an extremely selective, intensely personal and professional growth experience while dealing with the seemingly insurmountable challenges of getting through one day to the next, as Kathy spoke of. But not just that. When you look at you, don't just see who you are today. See who you can be. See who you will be. You've heard it before, and I'm going to tell you again from personal experience. Life is not always going to be an upward trajectory. You will face ups and downs. It will sometimes feel like you're taking 2 steps back for every step forward. As one of my former bosses, mentors, and friends would often say, you cannot always control what happens to you, but you do have complete control over how you respond to it. You know, I'll say that again. You cannot always control what happens to you, but you do have complete control over how you respond to it. Never, ever forget that. Now, I'll close by saying I'm eagerly looking forward to the day when you're standing up here as an alum, lighting the path for those coming behind you. That's not just your opportunity, Class 22. Quite frankly, that's your obligation. I thank you for allowing me to be a part of this momentous day, and I would now like to turn it over to Class 22 graduate Maria Carrion, who will present the Outstanding Mentor Award. Thank you.
Thank you, Casey. And good morning, everyone. My name is Maria Carrion, and I'm a Class 22 graduate. I would like for all mentors to please stand to be recognized. Today, I have the pleasure to present an award to my mentor, Tim Groves, Executive Director of the League of Charter Schools here in Rhode Island. Tim has helped me tremendously to improve my skills. He has given me great advice and guidance throughout our time together. Tim has generously taken time out of his schedule to meet with me every Wednesday morning, to monitor my progress as I intern at Cox Communication in both the Human Resources and Public Affairs department. During those meetings, Tim uplifted me and motivated me. He also guided me while I was making a decision about what career path I would like to go forward: early childhood education or business operations. Tim has believed in me, my skills, and my abilities. He has helped me understand I could just combine both areas of interest, just like he did. Tim has been an amazing career coach due to his own diverse background in both education and law. He has helped me decide on next steps going forward in my education. For this, Tim Groves has been the perfect mentor I could ever have, and he is somebody I would like to learn in the future. Therefore, I am proud to present the Outstanding Mentors Award to Tim Groves.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lekna, and I'm a proud graduate of Class 22. May I please have all the supervisors stand up to be recognized? Now, I would love to speak about my supervisor, Lisa Blackman. Lisa may have noticed brief absences here and there from my cubicle these last few weeks, and I told her that I was working on my resume and job search. In truth, I have been preparing this speech. I owe so much of my professional and personal growth at Textron to Lisa's patience and constructive feedback. For example, Lisa often appointed me as meeting mediator and assigned PowerPoint construction projects. Lisa also encouraged me to join Toastmasters to build my public speaking confidence. By doing so, I feel that I have greatly improved in the related skill areas. Lisa's can-do attitude is both motivating and inspirational. When we had our weekly one-on-one meetings, she gave guidance that came from experience and the heart. Her advice, priceless. With gentle nudging, Lisa encouraged me to spread my wings and helped me pursue my interest in cybersecurity. A great field with opportunity for career advancement down the road and continued professional development that increases my value to potential employers. Lisa is the definition of strong work ethic and a hard woman to keep up with sometimes. However busy though, she never failed to make time to strategize, teach, or just talk. Since day one of internship, she has made me feel supported and part of the team. I am forever grateful for the opportunity to work with Lisa. She is an incredible role model and mentor. For these reasons, I am pleased and honored to present the Outstanding Supervisor Award to Lisa Blackman.
Well, good morning. So, I have to look good only because Alicia's standing here. There's no way I can be up here without this woman. Good morning and welcome to you all this fine morning with an amazing class that's on the bridge of a graduation down the road and such an amazing, and such a blessed day for the folks that are sitting in our audience today getting ready to walk this stage.
So good morning again. My name is Alicia Ridge, and I am a program manager here at Year Up Providence. And Marlon and I truly have the privilege to present our Outstanding Student Awards this morning. So in every graduating class, there are students who are elected by the Year Up team members and their colleagues as recipients of the Excellence, Leadership, and Colleague Supporter Awards. Today's winners are here from both of our learning communities, LC1 and LC2. So our first award this morning is the Year Up Colleague Supporter Award. And this recognizes a graduating student chosen by their colleagues who consistently helps others out, no matter the situation or the time it will take. They consistently put other needs first, proving that the success of others in this community as a whole was of the utmost importance. They truly embody what it means to be a member of this community. So please join me in congratulating Angel Lopez and Justin Lee, this year's recipients of the Year Up Colleague Supporter Award.
So my name is Marlon Ramdahal, and I have the privilege of introducing the next award. The Year Up Leadership Award recognizes a graduating student who is chosen by their colleagues who consistently leads by example through their actions, work ethic, and integrity. They display professionalism, a positive attitude, and a desire to help the community reach their goals. They are the role models that others follow. So please join me in recognizing and congratulating Stans Mar and Lakna Prang for their excellence and exceptional leadership award.
And our last award, but certainly not the least, is the Year Up Excellence Award that recognizes two graduating students chosen by their colleagues who consistently demonstrate exceptional effort, produces work of superlative quality, holds themselves to the highest standards of actions and behavior, and challenges themselves to exceed expectations at all times. They are true models of excellence and role models for their colleagues. So please join me in congratulating Ponsavan Suche and Giovanni Chiasone in their Excellence Awards.
If you want me to hold on to it, I'm good with that too. so it's also my honor at this moment to introduce our next speaker. And when I think of being a supporter, being a really strong leader, when I think of excellence, I think of this young woman. She has led by example for her peers and for all those that are around her. And she has shown me how to be a better staff member. She's challenged us to think differently about how we support our young people. And when I think of strength, perseverance, there's no one else that I think embodies it more. And so please join me in welcoming to the stage Samantha Irizarry.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I saw it. I saw everything, all while holding my baby sister in my arms. At the age of 13 years old, my stepdad beat up my mom so badly that she had to go to the hospital. And she was 9 months pregnant of my little sister. Even after my little sister was born, my mom's abusive relationship still continued. And after 3 months of torture, she finally decided for us to go with my grandmother, hoping everything would pass. Next thing I knew though, DCYF was knocking on my door, ripping my family apart. My little sister was forced to go to a group home, and I was just lucky enough to stay with my grandmother. My aunt immediately decided to adopt my little sister so she wouldn't be lost in the system. And without them, I don't know where we would have gone. I felt like I was in a fog because of all that. But my grandmother, she had a plan for me. She pushed me to go to classical high school because it was a college prep school and it was my dream to go to college. I knew that was the only way out, the only way that I could break the cycle. At first, it took a ton of motivation and encouragement from her, but I knew education was the key to my future and the way to get out. I was a kid who worked hard, and I wanted to graduate high school with honors. My drive came from wanting to be a role model and making my family proud. I know now why my grandmother pushed me so hard, and I am thankful for that, because I really could have ended up on a different path. I was encouraged by her, but sometimes I also felt misunderstood because of our 50-year age gap. It created a lot of distance between us. Sometimes the distance would be so intense that we could be sitting in the same room, and it felt like we were invisible to one another. That became draining for me. My grandmother was the only one that I had. But I turned to school, and I put all my focus into it because I knew that was going to take me somewhere. She taught me that studying and making the right choices would set me free, and that I would be the one to do it. I graduated high school with honors, and it was my biggest accomplishment, but college was definitely on my mind. I made a drastic decision, and I decided to leave home and attend Delaware State University and live with my biological father, who I hadn't lived with for many years. I knew I was smart enough for college, but reality hit me about how I was going to pay for it, and I was scared to enter a world no one I knew had explored. Delaware State ended up giving me a $36,000 scholarship, and my dad told me that the rest of my tuition would be taken care of so I can focus on my studies. I was so relieved, and anyone would think that I was in the best situation possible, but little did I know that soon enough I would find out that it was short-lived. Barely after 3 months of going to Delaware State University, my dad had a talk with me, and he told me that my tuition payments weren't enough, my scholarship wasn't enough, and he couldn't pay anymore. At that point, I thought my dream was over. All those promises that he made me just ended up being empty. So when the semester ended, my dad and I moved in with my stepmom, and only after a couple weeks, my father decided that it was too much for him and he wanted to leave the family. And just like that, I was alone, again. And all those feelings of emptiness that I had, they returned. I felt defeated. Just when I got a taste of my dream, it was ripped out of my hands. I couldn't let any of that be a distraction, though. I had to keep moving forward. I had to keep pushing. So I decided to move back to Rhode Island again. And when I came back, I built a new relationship with my grandmother, and I started finding something to pursue an education or a career. I found out about Year Up from a friend, and I applied, not knowing what to expect. At the time, I didn't know where I would be a year later, but I knew I was making progress to obtain financial stability that I was looking for. And even though Year Up was offering me so much, I knew I was going to have to put in double the work because I made a decision for myself and by myself. During the learning and development phase, I did face some obstacles, though. My teachers, my advisor, Christina, Doug, and even all the students all helped me overcome my fear of public speaking. I was chosen to speak about my personal story in front of the Year Up board. I was also chosen to do many site tours for Year Up. And the more exposure I got to it, the more confident I felt. I could feel myself growing. This program not only helped me with my public speaking skills, but it also helped me with IT and business skills so that I could be a young professional. The people at Year Up, they guided me in the right direction. And for the first time in a long time, I felt like I wasn't working alone. The staff cared about me. They cared about my future. And I was no longer doing this by myself. After 6 months of preparing for the professional world, I was placed into my internship at Amica Insurance. I was 19 years old, and I never had a job before. And my nerves for this chapter in my life were sky high. I was only 10 miles away from home, but it felt like a whole new world. My supervisor, Ramona, and my colleagues always gave me feedback every single day on how to improve, and for that, I'm forever grateful. Not every one of those 6 months were easy, though. I never wanted it to show in my performance, but there were days that were hard to get through because of my stressful nights. I felt overwhelmed with all of my responsibilities and having to grow up so fast when sometimes I still felt like a kid. Once again, I turned to school as my safe haven. For a few hours every Wednesday morning, I forgot about everything that I had on my plate. Taking care of my grandmother, managing all the finances, taking the bus to go pay the bills before I got a car. At Year Up, I felt understood. I felt supported. And for once, I didn't have to be Superwoman. A year later, I can stand here and say that I overcame change. Every single obstacle that I faced, I pushed through to the other side. And because of all of Year Up's help, I am a new version of myself. Also, I am the newest employee at CVS Health in the HR department. Now I can finally be stable. But I am not the only one who is feeling like this. I am one of many Year Up success stories who fought to achieve greatness. And if you look around this room, you will see educated, talented, and unique educated young adults. We have been through unimaginable circumstances before coming to Year Up. And then we pushed ourselves. We took care of our children. We worked those 2 jobs. We took 3 buses to our internships, and we made it here today. Class 22. We got through all of that, and we are still here. We are still standing. So there is nothing that can stop us now. This is just the beginning. We made it. It is now my honor to introduce the Secretary of State, Nellie Gorbea.
All right, at my table, we were saying how nobody wants to be the one to be after. So I see that the governor came in. Hi, Governor, and I'm supposed to introduce you after my remarks. Thanks a lot. So this is where you go, okay, second language. Buenos dias. Break the tension. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to be with you here this morning. Thank you, Samantha. Not just for going through this and being the wonderful person that you are and the wonderful example that you are for each and every one of us. Thank you for telling your story, because that can be such a scary thing to do sometimes, particularly to a whole crowd of people. And yet, it is through telling of our stories that we get to understand each other and to come to a different place. And so, Class of 22, I know that Samantha has only one story. You each have amazing stories to tell. And they're stories of courage, of resilience, of dark moments and really happy moments. And feel free to share that with those around you, because it will make us all better in the end. I'd like to absolutely acknowledge some of my colleagues here in government. I want to acknowledge Senator Jack Reed, Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, Congressman Langevin, Congressman Cicilline, of course, our governor, Gina Raimondo, Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee, our Treasurer, Seth Magaziner, Attorney General Peter Kilmartin, and our Mayor of Providence, Jorge Elorza. It's wonderful to be here. As you can tell, there's a lot of us that come to this. And partly, honestly, it's because we get a lot of inspiration for the work that we do from just being here. I want to thank the Board of Directors of Year Up that very quietly and, without much fanfare gets to do the absolutely structural work that keeps us at the forefront of Year Up across the country. And I want to thank the staff as well. And I have to give a particular shout out to Sally Lapidus and your board, because she was the one who brought me to this breakfast. And many Kleenexes later, I'm still coming to the breakfast. Thank you, Sally. And it's great. I love seeing places like this where we bring together everybody, because our best future is when people of diverse backgrounds, different outlooks, different perspectives, different orientations come together in a room and forge out a new path. That is absolutely the success of Rhode Island, that we can do that in this room. And Year Up is an amazing organization for helping us get to that better future. I have been inspired by your stories throughout the time here that I've been at these, and it's just wonderful. So, with that being said, I just want to make sure that you know that all of us have brought you a ton of citations. You get to check through them. I hope that once you look at your citations, you will look each and every one of us up. We're in an election cycle, you may have heard. And so I can't be your Secretary of State and not say, go to vote.ri.gov to get informed, to be engaged. And I want to see a different set of analytics on Year Up. Let's make sure, and I know that you've done a great job of registering to vote, let's see those voter participation numbers as well. Let's show the world that participating in Year Up not only leads to greater voter registration, but voter participation in you and in your families and in your communities, because that is the key to also changing Rhode Island, to being active, and we're making it easier than ever. We have new voting machines that you can go check out. We've got online voter registration. Let's continue to do the work to change the world in front of us. And now, speaking of changing the world in front of us, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce our governor, Gina Raimondo. You know, I like to say, if you're really lucky, you get elected. If you're amazingly lucky, you get elected with people you can work with. And I am very fortunate to be able to go to the State House and work with an amazing governor. Thank you very much, Gina, for being here this morning. And I leave you now with Governor Gina Raimondo.
Thank you, Nellie, and good morning. And thank you for saving me for not having to go after Samantha. Samantha, you're an amazing young woman. We're proud of you and all of the graduates here today and all of you who play a role in this program. You said, Samantha, that being part of the Year Up program let you know that you're not alone. That's exactly right. You're not alone. Look around. We're all in this with you. Every one of us here, myself included, is committed to your success and making sure you find opportunity and fulfillment in Rhode Island. And every single graduate here, that's our pledge to you. You're not in it alone. And there's going to be ups and downs as you go, but I'm going to tell you right now, the fact that you graduated tells me that you have the brains, the grit, the determination, and the talent to be successful. So if you ever doubt that, call me, and I'll reaffirm that for you. And call anybody in this room, because we're totally committed to your success. I want to thank the staff and the board and all the mentors at Year Up. It's a phenomenal program. It only works because of you. I want to, Nellie, recognize all of our colleagues in government, but the mayor, our federal delegation, all of you who are here. Thank you. This is a real public-private partnership, and every one of us has a role to play, so thank you. Special thanks to all of the companies that participate. You know, since the day I became governor, I said, if we're going to turn around Rhode Island, everybody has a role to play. And every company that has stepped up to be part of Year Up, you're playing your role. And it's essential and it's vital. And as your governor, I'm proud of you and I'm grateful. And I ask you to continue your support. All the families and loved ones, you know, brothers, sisters, friends, grandparents, aunts, uncles of the graduates who are here today, thank you. Thank you for believing in these young people. And thank you for bucking them up when they needed it. Thanks for giving them a ride or lending them a bus fare or believing in them. It isn't easy, and I just, want to thank all of the family and friends who provided support for all of our graduates. As governor, I make every decision through the same lens. Everything I do. I ask, when they say, should we do this, governor? Should we do that, governor? I say, will it create good jobs in Rhode Island? I'm on a mission. Rhode Island, our economy has been in decline for too long. And we have to get serious and bold about turning this economy around. So young people like Samantha, when she gets these skills, she can get that awesome job at CVS Health, or Amica, or Lifespan, or Hasbro, or Citizens, or Fidelity, or starting her own business. So whenever I make a decision, I say, how will this help create good middle-class jobs for people of Rhode Island and make sure nobody's left behind? And we started an awful lot of job training programs, including the Real Jobs Rhode Island program, which is quite similar to what you're doing here at Year Up. But I want to tell you that what you are doing at Year Up is core to that mission. Every day when you guys get up, whether you're a corporate sponsor on the board, running the program, a mentor, or a student, you're answering that yes. Finding young people, coaching them, training them, and placing them in jobs, that is exactly what's going to turn this economy around. Exactly. You are doing what we need to make Rhode Island a prosperous place of opportunity. It's good for the employers because they get talent, and it's good for the young folks because they get a chance. Because every one of you guys, every single graduate here, you've got it. You've got it. You've got the skills. You have the talent. So I want you to know just how important it is. And by the way, this is what every state in America needs to be doing. The states in America that have the best job training programs are going to be the winners, because that's where companies are going to want to be. So if you ever get, tired or wonder how important is Year Up, the answer is it's vitally important. It's at the core of the mission we're on to reverse Rhode Island's decline and begin and spark a comeback and an economic revitalization of this state. And I also want you to know we're doing our part. I've been a mentor, loved it. I encourage all the people who work for me to be mentors. They're like, oh, Governor, we're so busy, you overwork us. I'm like, hey, if I did it, you can do it. So we've got a few mentors. And in the governor's office this year, we've taken some Year Up interns. And you guys have been fabulous. And I want to give a shout out to Brad Inman, who works for me. He's here today. He runs my constituent affairs group. Where he is, but Brad runs constituent affairs. There he is. Hello, Brad. Brad runs constituent affairs for me in my office, and we have had 2 students working with us in the governor's office doing constituent affairs, and I have to say they're fantastic. We'll take more. We'll sign up right now. We'll take more. We're a continued partner because every day they show up on time, ready to work, ready to learn, ready to give their all. And what more could you want in an employee and in a team member? And these are the guys on the phone answering questions. They're in constituent affairs. Who better to be the voice and the face of Rhode Island than a young Year Up student and intern? So my message today to the graduates is congratulations. I am bursting with pride and optimism for you guys. I am totally committed to your success and know that the best is in front of you. And just remember, speak up, wherever you go, whatever job you get, now, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, speak up and be heard, and don't give up. Because the skills and the determination that got you to this graduation are going to carry you far and long in this world. And by the way, we need you. We need you. This isn't happy talk. This economy will not be successful unless you guys participate in it. I didn't do you a favor by putting you in constituent affairs. You did me a favor. I need you there doing a good job on the front lines. CVS needs Samantha, and wherever other companies you're going to. So remember that, and every day give it your all, just like you've done to get here today. Congratulations, we're proud of you.
Kathy, I'd like to add following governors to my list of people I don't want to follow. Thank you. So my name's Ted Fisher. I'm so honored to be here as chairman of the Year Up Board in Providence. But really my role here today is Regine Towns' mentor. Regine has graduated with class 22. There she is over there. So Kathy always gives me this signal that we're a couple minutes behind, so they say I have 4 minutes, but they really want me to speak for 1 or 2 minutes. So what's great about that is everything's been said. A million thank yous. It takes an incredible community to make this a reality and to make this happen. And most of all, it takes our incredible young adults. I had the honor of speaking to class 23 last week, and 93% is pretty impressive. When we're here in 6 months, let's keep it 93%, all right? So for the last half hour, I've been sitting really looking for the taller, darker, handsome David inside me, and apparently it's hiding deep in there, but your words were inspiring. Thank you so much, and your service on the board. I would like to recognize the rest of the board and have them come join me up here as we hand out the diplomas. So if you could all come up and get together, that'd be great. This is a great group of people who, tirelessly dedicate their time and commitment to anything and everything that Year Up needs. And we're so blessed to have this incredible group of folks to work with and serving our young adults. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the incredible team at Year Up Providence. Kathy, you are an incredible leader. Your team shines every day. Little Rhode Island leads in every category, but this isn't the first time, it's pretty much every time. Garrett might have mentioned that, but I would just tell you that we are truly, truly blessed. I encourage all of you to take a look at this. This is the high five card. These are the 5 ways you can get involved with Year Up. I won't speak about all of them, but I will speak personally about mentoring. Without question, mentoring is the greatest honor and privilege of my life. I think Garrett said it earlier, I think David said it as well. For anybody who has served, there is no possible way I could give half as much as what I've gotten out of getting to know the young people in this program, the young adults who are here every day. They teach us every day. Regine is a phenomenal young lady who's going to rule the world at some point. I'm just going to watch all that happen. And a personal story, my mentee from class 18 has asked me to be the best man in his wedding next summer. So it's a meaningful experience. That'll make me start crying, so we're going to leave it there. There's also a book, there's a resume book, I think, on every table. So for all of you employers, 70% or 69% already employed is off the charts. But we got 30% to go. So please take a look at those resume books, some incredible talent, and I know that they will add incredible value to your programs and your companies. We have a special honor now that we haven't really done before, but 20 members of Class 22 have achieved what I didn't think was achievable, but it's gaining 500 points or more in the program. So you start with 200 points. If you do things right, you get more. If you don't hand in your work or you're late, you lose points. If you get to 0, you self-expel yourself from the program. And not only did these folks not even come close to teetering the line, but they actually graduated with over 500 points. So with the 20 folks who have 500 or more, raise their hand or jump up and down or... So on behalf of the Year Up Board, the Year Up team in Providence, great leaders like Paul Salem and Garrett, folks like David Casey who make a difference in our community, all of our public officials and elected officials that are here, and the support you get. This community is amazing. It's a humbling honor to be part of it, and I'm looking forward to handing out some diplomas and watching the incredible success that's to come. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to turn it over to George Nico, who leads program and like everything else at Year Up that Kathy doesn't lead. So, you know.
Thanks, Ted, and good morning, everybody. My name is George Nipo. I'm the Senior Director of Program at Year Up Providence, and on behalf of the entire Year Up staff, I now have the honor of announcing the names of the Class 22 graduates who, in addition to their Year Up diplomas, earned 23 college credits from the Community College of Rhode Island. So now before I get into it, I get 2 quick requests. First, if we can kind of hold our applause while folks are coming up, I'd appreciate it. Second, if you've been here, you're interested to find out more, or you know somebody you think might want to join Year Up as a student, we have an admissions table outside. So please find that table and work on signing up because Class 24 is still enrolling for September. So with that, I'd ask that the first graduate from Class 22, Rafi Adames, please join us on stage to receive his diploma. Monica Almonte. Edgar Alvarez. Rocio Aponte Paz. James Cardenas. Maria Carrion. Jamile Castillo. Asler Chacon. Jose Chacon. Dylan Che. Giovanni Chisione. Steven Colasso Torres. Carlos De Leon. Joel De Leon Pascual. Marlon Diaz. Hernan Diaz Sosa. Michael Diosa Restrepo. Jerry Espinal. Ryan Farley. Kayla Feebles. Nicole Flory. Lorena Herrera. Samantha Irizarry. Stephen John. Jalem George. Justin Lee. Angel Lopez. Kaylin Luca. Stancia Passet Ma. Deanna May Lee. Daina Martinez. Kevin McCarthy. Astaria McLean. Renzo Medina. You'll understand in a second. George Mejia. Jorge Mejia. They happen to be brothers with the same name. That was in case you guys didn't figure that out. Nelson Morales Nimaha. Alicia Morel. John Morel. Ida Nguyen. Jorge Paz Campos. Josel Perez. Terry Pan. Raymond Pichardo. Jose Pimentel. Lekna Prong. Moises Ramirez. Jerelis Rivera. Samuel Rodriguez. Oscary St. Germain. Alicia Socha. Antonio Soto. Mirna Soto Raso. Pansavan Suche. Anthony Sproul. Fariha Tahawara. Romar Tentaco. Regine Towns. Ana Urbieta. Jennifer Vargas. Kevin Williams. Yuritsa Zapata. Sidar Sasa. And Melissa Soria. And with that, I say thank you, everybody, for coming to this class's graduation. Please join me in congratulating Class 22.